bad at these games, so we're not bother trying. Still 6, so everything's gonna sound really stuffy.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster.
I'm gonna put on the nudity sensor just because I know YouTube's being weird right now.
Monsters wear many faces.
Wow, not even gonna help.
Where'd he gone?
This is rude. Okay. I tried pressing that earlier and you told me. Probably. Oh, up maybe? Got the brightness turned up, it's still pretty good. Have anything.
the rest of the stuff. We need to finish this.
What the fuck?
That's a better start. I didn't really like the first Alan Wake. Not that much. Mostly because I think Alan is fucking obnoxiously stupid and like, he's annoying as a main character. And Control I had different issues with. Every one of their games I had issues. I did like Max Payne though. So we'll see.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up. Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work.
It was very pretty. Control
A
was
deputy
too.
was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene.
Hi.
There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Invitation. It's called Return One.
Worth memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
I should take a look at that map.
Hey.
Quit your belly aching, Thornton. I'm up here now. Just how the cookie.
Going this way. This path looked like it cut off.
The Federal Bureau of Control? That's a new one. Toxic volcanic gas, huh?
The FBC is an obscure branch. It only shows up for unusual cases.
Well, what's so unusual about volcanic gas?
Beats me.
Logged. They really don't want people coming in here.
Oh god. The fence was easy to climb over. Why would you? I get that there's some weird guy naked. But wouldn't you assume something bad happened to them? Like, a bit weird that you guys just left this guy to his own devices.
I'm not done here yet.
Okay, so it stops me from going too far.
Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, Federal agent's right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
It absolutely did.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folks. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, cried Thornton. But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, inside.
Well, look at the body.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Hey, Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly. The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
Okay. Out of Bright Falls. Cute.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
Okay.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
Repeat. Look.
Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Flips are all around. I don't think we want that yet.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain.
Local law had the sense to put up a tarp.
If they did, next coffee's on me.
You and me here together at the murder site. I did not want to swap. No, sure not. How much clearer can I make it, Mulligan?
I'll look around. See you in a bit.
Take your time.
Can't go any further. Water's too deep.
Okay.
Welcome back, Anderson.
I want to walk around for a minute.
You know where to find me.
Oh, buttons. This way. Hey, having a heckle because I can't. Exhausting.
Hello, this is Agent Anderson and Agent Casey, FBI. We'd like to come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
The station heads are not currently available. Access is restricted without their permission.
Nice talking to you, too.
I lost Casey.
A creepy twig sculpture? Wonder what's inside. I should take a look around for a way to open this thing. Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
Dream about deer gives me Hannibal vibes.
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
Yeah, that's me. Mulligan told me you were coming the other way. Now, this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. And we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
Link to the other one.
The killer left the heart right next to the body. bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Incised stab wound, chest cut open, heart removed. Doesn't make sense.
Oh. I tried putting it. You don't.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4
Well, I got
murders
interrupted.
that we know about. Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting. Boot prints, indicating multiple killers. Quite the party. Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until
He's the one that was chasing, what's his face?
Robert Nightingale?
Alan.
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
Oh yeah, he came and chased Alan for a bit.
I think that's everything.
Okay.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now?
He was caught in the other realm.
Profiling.
Probably.
Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. This mug always cheers me up.
Person?
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too.
Yeah.
You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Bro, would profiling even really give her
Robert
that though?
Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
That's kind of pushing what profiling really is.
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something. The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
We should probably get the body packed up, get the coroner. I mean, we really don't need it at this point.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Mm-hmm. Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more. It is kind of creepy, though. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
It makes no sense.
There's a piece of paper on the ground.
Are we a story? Alan Wake's pages?
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Mm-hmm. Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
Reading
the words. These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation.
Good baby.
How could they not accept? Even if they knew it would
end
end
up
up
hurting them.
With our name. I am.
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right.
Let me do better. I am. '96, no fever. What? No fever. It was 96. 96? That's a normal temperature.
This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Reading the words, these words, felt like a message. Was a message. Someone knew they were here. What they were doing. Someone playing a game with them. Leading them on. An invitation. How could they not accept? The sheer audacity of this impossible mystery presented to them. Even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth.
Yes, it is a banana.
You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
The way she does profiling makes zero sense.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside.
The way she does profiling doesn't make sense. Not really how profiling works.
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate... The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative. To do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control. Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
Ooh, don't speak too soon, girly.
Hey, you made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the Bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox. Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates...
So he has the same name as Alan Wake's character, but he isn't Alan Wake's character. Interesting.
Can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod for a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the dine. I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
I don't know if you should be thrilled. I mean, more people could die.
Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town. The diner's just up the waterfront.
Certainly made the
Shouldn't
town
keep the
look good
sheriff and no
again.
witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie? Don't know. Don't. Not enough. That's how much.
Not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty darn sure my
dear.
our float will be
You.
the bellwether.
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time. We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you.
Yeah,
I just have a few
I was
questions.
gonna say, they
Nothing
have
to
no
stress
proof
about,
yet.
okay? So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist,
Okay.
Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
There's nothing wrong with them being in a forest. Most people just aren't there that late.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
You just lied about something.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message? The cult of the tree. What are the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
Profiling isn't like this. It isn't like this at all. You take things that you see and notice, and they help you, but like, she could have been like, oh, they found something, because he clearly said that. Being like, it was a necklace. You wouldn't know that. I know there's like probably something supernatural going on with her, but it's just, that's not how profiling works. And it bothers me when they make profiling work that way. It's noticing little details, like she could have been like, oh, I see it sticking out of their pocket, or hey, she took something from the crime scene because he said it before he was interrupted.
The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book.
That makes logical sense.
Nothing to do with the murder.
She could have gotten to that with just the fact that she said she was writing a book. That one's not too bad. It's the weird things where it's too in-depth detail. If you keep it vague enough that you can be like, ah, it went off the information that was clearly said, that's not a bad way to do it. Attackers.
Nah, We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case.
She's way too excited about murder. She's less annoying, though, than, Alan Wake.
I need to know more about the cult of the tree if I'm going to shut them down.
Okay.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing, Demi.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful.
Did you just pick up evidence with your bare hand? Like, I know the lady's fingerprints are on it, but you could clearly take her fingerprints and cast. Oh, it's gonna bother me. I went to school for this kind of stuff. This was part of my degree and things that I wanted to do originally. Never put your fingerprints on a piece of evidence. Always have gloves on you and baggies. Even FBI. You just picked it up and stuck it in your fucking pocket like it's nothing. You're contaminating evidence, putting your own fingerprints on it, making it harder to find the fingerprints that might have originally been on it. Oh, I think this is my problem with these game devs. Because I had this kind of problem with Alan Wake, is like a lot of the things he said about being a writer and how he acted as a writer were so not how actual writers act that it pissed me off. And like, as am I having a problem with this game with the same thing? It's like, I know that this is like a supernatural series. Could you try? Could you try not to make the main characters incompetent in their jobs? Alan Wake was a shitty writer who didn't deserve to be a writer, and he was a shitty husband who didn't deserve his wife. Now you're making her incompetent at being an FBI agent, and she's too excited about murder that she's going to make stupid-ass mistakes. Like, not wearing gloves and putting things in a baggie. You're stupid! Don't contaminate your evidence. I don't care if it's supernatural. You don't know it's supernatural yet. You're not supposed to be acting like you already know that you're in a supernatural video game. Your main character should not know, or act like that. So she should be acting like an actual FBI agent, which means using bags and gloves and not getting your fingerprints on evidence. I hate it.
Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing dear Fez.
Oh God. Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She...
Off of it.
drowned.
Your daughter? That's so weird you don't remember.
How do you know I have a daughter?
Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time.
No. You're mistaking me for someone else.
If you say so.
Interesting.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned.
Okay.
She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
They
Rose
do.
has a talent
So do I.
for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Maybe.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking.
Oh. I'm dumb.
Okay. Let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination.
Gloves. You're gonna go
What was the
gloves,
cause
right?
of death? What other clues? There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up. This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
Aha. They did leave something inside his chest. Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us. Chest wound is cause of death, but the corpse is bloated. waterlogged. Doesn't add up.
So waterlogged, he looks like a different person from the first game.
There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
Would you please put on gloves? You were driving me fucking nuts, game. Oh my god, I don't have the patience, I guess, for these developers. I don't. It's not that hard to make her put on gloves or to show her already wearing gloves in between the cutscene of you clicking on the body and her doing this. Is not. Number one, you're gonna get sick if you reach into a dead body with no gloves, but you're also contaminating evidence. But like if she cuts her hand, if she had a cut on her hand or anything, even near her nails, she could die from doing this. Get whatever things are in the body moved into yours, it will kill you or make you very, very sick. Like, a little bit of research was all it took. A little bit of research to know that you should be wearing gloves. It doesn't even take research. That is like common sense. Common sense. An FBI agent would more than likely have gloves on her. Like even true crime shows. FBI agents pull out gloves and put them on. It's not that hard of a thing to put in your game. I get it. It's a supernatural story. It's like a book more than it is realistic, but it's the suspension of belief that any of these characters are what they're supposed to be. And I know there's something up with her. There's obviously something up with her. But God, you could have. It just makes me want to stop playing. It's very little things, and it's always these fucking developers! I'm too picky for their fucking games. Hobbs! I'm gonna scream.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait!
Sheriff?
What the hell? Show me the clicker.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
But can't see. I might have to turn the brightness even more up because it's so dark. I have it like on 60. It's still too dark.
He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Go!
Go. Am I supposed to go there? But you're very confusing game.
He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
Fuck.
Gotta move. Now. Vanished.
Cool. I have so many complaints. The horror part is cool. I just wish they would follow like more than just the horror
He
stuff.
didn't have a heart, but he still got up.
But I will finish it. It shouldn't be too long. I pay for it. I'm gonna finish it. But the main why is the main characters in these games always fucking? They always have something off about them that could be so easily fixed. Like if she had worn gloves in that scene, would not have complained even about her way too excitement about it being cold and murdery. Yeah. See you in the next one.